Imagine this: what if a man who carried the weight of wars on his shoulders was the very same man who taught two silent little girls how to whisper their first words? This isn't just another story. This is about a single dad soldier, the mute twins who had long forgotten the sound of their own voices, and the moment that even an iron-willed mother, the kind who never cries, finally broke down in tears. If you're watching right now, stay until the end, because what you're about to hear will change the way you see strength, love, and miracles forever. And before we dive deep, don't forget, if stories like these touch your heart, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss another life-changing story. It began on a rainy afternoon, in a quiet little town where everyone knew each other's names. Sergeant Daniel Hayes, a single father, had returned from service not long ago. He wasn't the same man who had left years before. He carried scars, not just on his body but deep within his soul. But he also carried something greater, his heart, unshaken when it came to children. His own daughter was his anchor, but life had a way of putting unexpected people in your path when you least expect it. One day, Daniel took a volunteer job at the community center, where children who needed extra help with learning came together after school. That's where he met them, two tiny girls, identical in every way except for the heaviness in their eyes. The mute twins. Nobody ever heard them speak, not a word, not even a laugh, only silence. Teachers had tried for years, specialists had visited, but nothing broke through the invisible walls the twins had built. Their mother, Claire, was known around town as a woman of steel. She worked 2 jobs, raised her daughters alone, and never let anyone see her weakness. She was proud, tough, and her resolve was like iron. People whispered she hadn't cried in over a decade. She loved her girls fiercely but had grown used to the silence that filled her home. She had accepted it as her fate. Daniel noticed them right away. While other children played loudly, the twins sat in a corner, sketching pictures. He walked over, not with pity, but with curiosity. He knelt beside them and said softly, "You don't need to talk if you don't want to. But I'll be here, even if you never say a word." For the first time, the girls looked up, not with fear, but with a flicker of interest. Days turned into weeks, and Daniel never forced them to speak. Instead, he began teaching them little games. Military hand signals turned into secret codes between them. He taught them to trust his presence, to know that he understood silence because he lived with it too. After all, war had taught him the language of things unspoken. One afternoon, while the rain tapped gently on the windows, Daniel noticed the younger twin clutching her sketchbook tightly. He asked with a smile, "Want me to keep it safe?" She hesitated, then shook her head. Instead, she whispered, so faint, so fragile, like the wingbeat of a bird, "Mine." His breath caught. It was just one word, barely audible, but it was a word. He didn't make a scene. He didn't shout for joy. He simply looked into her eyes and said, "That's right. It's yours." Her sister's eyes widened, and for the first time, she too pressed her lips together and whispered, "Mine." 2 voices. 2 miracles. Word spread quickly, and soon Claire came rushing into the center. She couldn't believe it. She stood frozen as Daniel knelt again, encouraging the girls with his calm patience. And then, like a ripple breaking a still pond, the girls whispered again, this time together, "Mom." That was the moment. The woman who had been unshakable, who had carried her family through storms alone, finally broke. Tears spilled down her cheeks as she dropped to her knees and gathered her daughters in her arms. She had never expected to hear their voices, never believed it could happen, and now it was happening right before her eyes. Daniel, the soldier who had already fought so many battles, had somehow fought and won the most important one for them. From that day forward, everything changed. The girls whispered more, then spoke in short phrases, their voices shaky but real. Their laughter filled Claire's house, and the silence that once haunted her home was gone. Daniel remained by their side, not as a hero, not as someone looking for recognition, but simply as a father who understood what it meant to never give up. And maybe that's the message in all of this. Sometimes strength isn't about standing tall or never crying. It's about love so patient, so enduring, that it breaks down walls no one else can. It's about being there, even when you don't have all the answers, and letting hope do the rest. So, if this story touched you even half as much as it touched me telling it, let this moment be your reminder to believe in second chances, in healing, and in the power of love. And if you believe more people need to hear stories like this, go ahead and like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe so you never miss the next one. Because sometimes, the smallest whispers can be the loudest miracles.